My name is Mark Kenyon, and I love whitetail deer. I love studying them,
There's two fawns, see?
hunting them, and yes, eating them. Whitetails are found across a wider swath of America than any other large mammal, which is why I've set out for the ultimate whitetail tour, exploring the wildly different terrains these deer call home and the unique characters that hunt them there.
On your love all the time.
This week, I'm making my way to the deep south, where I'm meeting up with Parker McDonald, host of the Southern Ground Hunting podcast and an Alabama-based bow hunter who's discovered the secret to hunting southern whitetails on public land. Water.
I got a track right there.
That's a big old track here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have one day to paddle alongside Parker, and then I'll set out on my own to see if I can put a buck on my boat before the week is over. Why are we doing this by kayak? Like, why is water access the best way to hunt this kind of spot?
It's a weekend during the rut,
Yeah,
and we've seen, what, one boat this morning
yeah,
here?
it's not bad.
Like, that's, to me, getting away from the pressure. I could find similar spots that offer the same type of stuff, but they're going to be hit. They're going to be hunted
Yeah.
a lot. In these areas, they just don't get hunted, man. You know, like right now, in this spot, we're deep, you know, and this is where we camp. So everywhere that we go is going to be kind of the border, and any pressure from private land just pushes deer to the water.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I guess I'll just follow you.
So we're gonna go up a point, up into this big hardwood ridge.
Yep.
And then is that like some pine trees on the neighboring property?
Pines right there, and then that's clear cut.
Okay.
The way I see it with these type of places, like pines, clear cut, and hardwoods, these three-way transitions like this, everything offers something to the deer. Like whether it's security or food, it offers something. That's why I always look for these like a two-way hard transition, pines to hardwoods is great.
Yep.
And you can find 3 or 4 or 5 even, and those deer will walk that.
So we've got a line of pines, a clear-cut line, a hardwood line, a
And
ridge, and this little
And the
draw.
terrain feature.
All would come in the same
In the
spot.
same spot. I did a podcast with a guy named Matt Powell, and the podcast is called X Marks the Spot. And he's talking, I'm like, that's pretty much what I do. So now I just started calling it X Marks the
X
Spot.
marks the spot, all right.
As many terrain features as you can find in that X of habitat, and it's great.
And post up downwind.
We got a little bit of a hike for us,
Okay.
but after that little short hike, it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You can see right there is that hard line. Okay. You kind of see where it goes right where it looks clear. Yeah. That's that clear cut pine transition. Yeah, I'm in pretty good shape. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm a little uneasy. I get the idea that any legal buck is a good buck out here. I'm having a really hard time shooting a spike. I mean, that's up to you. That's what I always tell everybody. It's like, whatever your goal is, like make that your goal. Let me make it easier for you, okay? I hunt every day, like as much as I possibly can. Up until this week, I'd seen 2 bucks, 2 antlered deer, and both of them, one of them was a small 6-point, and one of them was like a spike or a 4-point. Okay. Just a little bitty thing. And that's like a month and a half to the Midwest. Yeah, they're spookier. Yeah. Like Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, these deer, it's like they walk with their head up, looking in the trees, you know. I mean, I would imagine Michigan is probably similar.
Michigan sounds similar to that.
Maybe Pennsylvania would be similar.
Yeah. Is finding this kind of stuff, like clear cuts and pine stands and hardwoods all coming together, are there a number of places like this stretched out throughout this public land, all the different places along the lake?
There's a decent amount, but there's not like a ton.
Is it realistic for me to find other places where there will be features and different lines, or should I pick like, okay, this is a three-way set of lines, that's good enough?
There's a lot of hardwood to pine transitions out here. You'll find those.
It's not a prereq to stay close to the water. Like, would you ever hike like way in? Would you ever go to a spot hike way up to the top? Like, you're not worried about messing stuff up?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely. The spot, me and Dad hunted a spot yesterday where the good stuff is, you know, 3/4 mile walk from the water, but you literally can't access any of it from the road.
So take advantage of the water if you can.
Yeah.
If the right stuff close. But if not, go for it.
Yep, absolutely.
Not much to see in the fog, but lots to learn. And with a completely new landscape to explore, I'm eager to get my feet on the ground and in the water to test Parker's methods. After heading back to shore, we'll split up for the next few days to see if we can double our chances of getting a southern buck. I'm on my own now. Parker headed off to go hunt a new spot, so let's see if I can figure this out myself. I was looking at the maps, found another spot down this lake that's got some of the features that Parker was recommending, so I'm gonna motor this way, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, head up another hill and see if I can find something worth hunting.
The spot I'm thinking about hunting is up that way. But this battery must be low. I'm barely putting along with that strong wind, so I figure I'll take it in here, walk my way up, maybe find an easy way to get up this shelf. There's basically a rock cliff running along this whole edge of the lake. Once you get up above that though, I think we're gonna see where there's some of these good different transition edges between cover types. There's pines and hardwoods in there that come together. Some food plotty looking stuff on the neighbors that could be good. Take my time slipping up this edge to get to where all these points convert to the top of this hill. And then you can kind of start to see there's these, looks like pine trees up on the points, hardwoods in these bottoms and draws. I think tonight, at this point, I keep getting this urge to want to keep looking, but I'm going to calm myself down. I'm going to stick it out. I do think there's enough lines of habitat change and terrain coming together that this has got potential. I don't have a great view from here. Like, I don't have a whole lot of great shooting lanes. I can't see a lot of what's going on. But there's a tree right here in front of me that's got good cover up high. And I think would give me some good views down either side of these points I'm sitting on. So tomorrow morning I'd come back in here with my saddle, get up high there, and I bet you I'd have a much, much better view. First time out on my own for a morning hunt. Changed my game. yesterday. I was going to go back to that place I explored last night, but got thunderstorms rolling in and had a really stiff breeze coming over the main channel. I was just a little concerned about how weak my trolling motor was yesterday, trying to get through that. So Parker recommended just going with the wind and going a different direction. So I headed north up into a new general area that Parker said has a good number of deer at least. You know, if I get to late morning, midday, and still haven't seen anything, I could get up and start scouting around in the rain. That'll give me great kind of sound cover to explore some more if I want. So that's my game plan for now. You want to cross on straight. Oh, there he is walking up the opposite side. That's crazy. That buck did just about exactly what I hoped the buck would do out here. Except I wasn't expecting him to do it in the middle of the downpour. He came off one of these points, must have been. I saw him as he dropped into the bottom. Unfortunately, instead of coming up the point on our side, he went up the back side of it. And so I could just see him. He popped up toward the top a little bit. It was just so thick, there's water in my scope, it was hard to see. I could see him a couple times, but could never see clearly to vitals. And he got up the back side of the point, popping over. Alabama. Okay, it's about 1 o'clock, so been sitting here for 7 hours. Did have that one buck come through, down through the hub like I was hoping, but I've got these wet leaves right now and a little bit of hypothermia, so I figure I should take advantage of the quiet and do a little bit of scouting. So I don't know anything about the area. Up here. So I found a pretty significant concentration of scrapes in a small little zone here. 2 here, 2 up there, 4 down the logging road a little bit further. What this is telling me right now is that there was a buck or 2 in this area. I still think I prefer being tight to the best cover where it all comes together, because you can't count on a buck during the rut coming back to specific scrapes, right? A buck could pass through an area, make a scrape, make several scrapes, and never come back ever again. Now, terrain and habitat, though, that is something that stays there forever. I decided to sit down here, right in the middle of what seems to be the main travel corridor. After doing my little scouting loop, I think I found a dozen scrapes spread up and down between this point and the draw next to me. Maybe a half dozen rubs, all in a line, connecting some bedding to my south. And this thick bedding to the north, there's the clear cut. There's a new planting of pines and an old planting of pines. Good looking spot for the rut. Absolutely the best stuff I've seen yet here, so I feel really good about it. To keep it short and sweet, no deer. So, I still really like this area. I think it's worth spending some more time at, so let's just kind of keep at it. I'm a new man. Day 3. And today I've got dry clothes and dang does it feel good. And it's cold. You'd think that would really have these deer moving. The runners should be kicking. There's a ton of sign around here. I'm in a convergence of a whole bunch of different habitat types. And I think I'm tight to some good bedding.
It's a little buck.
Oh, another bigger buck behind him. I just did a big clear shot. Popped over that rise. By the time I found the scope, he was at my low grade. Saw him in some brush again, but could never see vitals at all. He was gone. Well, that's a bummer. I moved up to this tree about 15 yards up from where I was sitting earlier. Because I was hoping I had a better view to where those bucks came through. I'm going to do a little calling sequence. Again, just on the off chance that there's cruising bucks or something inside those pines or in that bedding over there. In this case, since we're just trying to call on any old buck, you know, it's certainly something that can work on young deer. So, I'm just grunting, make some noise in the leaves, see what happens. Don't move much if you can, because he's stopped. It's a buck. It's a good one, too. He's behind trees, if I can see him between the little gap. I hit the tree. This tree was covering the front of his shoulder, and I aimed just back behind the shoulder. And I pulled a couple inches and hit the tree. That's just kind of Just kind of how things have been going this year. It's been the year of adversity, but can't change now. Sitting here and hanging my head's not gonna help. So, I guess I feel better than if I had no idea why I missed. I see that, I was an inch, a couple inches left of where I wanted to be, which is not out of what should be expected. Just kneeling or standing, resting against a tree at 100 yards or whatever, so it is what it is. So, just keep going. I think eventually it'll come together. I don't want to get too excited yet, because I didn't see him go down. But no, I hit him. He's scoring away, so I'm pretty sure the entry hit back. But that should be where you want it. What a day. I'm not going to get too happy until I see this deer dead, though. But he sure looked hit pretty good. Okay. Alright, here's where the shot was. You can see where his tracks kicked up all the leaves here. And then there's a bunch of hair. So I know that when you've got a shot that could be back a little bit, you should wait. But I was so desperate to find this deer, and I kept saying, oh, well, just circle up here a little more, circle up here a little more. Sure enough, he was bedded down in this thicket up here. Bumped him out of daylight. I think the smart thing to do now is go back and come back maybe with a tracking dog. So.
Where legal and available, a tracking dog can be an incredible tool to ensure successful recovery of wounded game. And with Parker having a local buddy with a dog that was just itching to get on a trail, it was a no-brainer to just play it safe, back out for a few hours, and then return with backup. But first, Parker had a bit of his own news to share.
This is how it's done, huh? It's a great buck, dude.
Yeah,
Nice
I was
work.
excited about him.
That's great.
We got this one last part of the puzzle
One
piece,
last
right?
part. The most important, but
Yeah.
just one last.
Yeah,
So.
it's maybe the easiest, and the pressure's off of you now, and it's on the dogs. So.
All right, fingers crossed, buddy.
I'm hopeful.
I'll let them wait for just a minute. Let them pick it up good, or lead them down the trail like y'all. I know y'all blood trailed a little while already.
Okay.
So I might get y'all just to, all of us walk along down the trail so they pick up a good scent on it.
Good job. What's up, man? Awesome.
Well, my first Alabama buck.
First southern buck, right?
First, well, does Arkansas count as
We kind of.
Did you kind of claim them?
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're kind of south. They have the accent.
Yeah, it's cool. Parker, I appreciate you sharing all
Yeah, man.
all your
I'm
wisdom.
glad you guys got to come down and get a taste of the dirty South.
I like what the South is cooking.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know this stuff. I will say, so when I left you the other day, I told you about the moment, right? The moment that like I live for when you start doing this, and that's sitting in the boat and just kayaking out. I like to prop up the motor and just enjoy that ride back and paddle it. It's a little more primitive feeling. It feels like you're kind of taking the training wheels off and you're just going and you're just soaking it all in and thinking about it. Because there's a lot of work involved, right? Like you felt it this week. There's a lot of work involved in this style of hunting. And that's the moment where it all kind of just comes together. You get to soak it in, think about it. Nothing else matters.
I couldn't have wrote this up any better.
I know.
Look at this.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty great.